Ladies and gentlemen, I am Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
And we are
the Carbonation Conversation.
Reviewing HBO's limited series, We Own This City, Episode 5.
Part 5.
And before we get into any of what I usually say in the beginning, I do want to do a apology. It turns out that my mic or some signals were crossed or whatever. Basically, my mic was horrible. And I think it was Halo Episode 3. And I know it was We Own This City Episode 2. So we are definitely working on that. Hopefully it won't happen again. But, shit does happen. So we're done with that. Now let's get back to your fucking schedule. What do you call that?
Regular schedule.
Regular schedule program. If you like what you hear, eventually like what you see, don't ever hesitate to like, subscribe, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Podbean, YouTube. Those are the 4 pillars that we are working on
stuff
right now. And don't hesitate to comment, send us beer recommendations on Instagram, which Ito is handling. And I slowly dabble. I've been trying to figure out the keys. It's a little difficult, man. But definitely hit us up on there. So, the last time we checked on We Own This City, by the way, we do got some new beer. Melvin's Birthday Bonanza is done.
Officially done.
But we have had this beer before. This is Hackashore. But I like it, so let's do a Happy New Beer to that.
Happy New Beer.
And the last time, god damn, I forget how good Hackashore is. Jesus.
So good.
The last time we reviewed an episode, it was mostly revolving around Ward, right?
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah. And basically, they were just trying to show him, or he was trying to explain to them how he got into it in the Gun Trace Task Force. Basically, how he became corrupt. Now we have a blend here, and now my notes go kind of out the fucking window here. Yeah. It's like a map. Like, I got shit. I'm putting arrows in this motherfucker.
Yeah, this was more kind of like everywhere. At the same time. But we'll start off the way it started.
Exactly.
They were FBI interviewing Gondo about his Wayne experience, basically. And then asked him about when he got shot.
Yeah.
And of course, someone tried to rob me. It's in the report, just look at him like that. He lying, ain't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was hoping, because he did kind of have that shock look on his face, like, y'all really? Y'all think? No, it's in the, I know I'm dirty, but for real. Like, I love that guy's acting, by the way.
Right.
Really good guy. And he started talking about, he's like, where are you getting this information from? Because they do tell him, like, hey, well, we heard something else.
Right.
And he goes, well, where did you get this information from? Because the information that they heard was he was drug trafficking. Maybe drug deal went bad.
Did he say it, or did he already know? He was like, Jamel tell you that?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
They didn't even tell him that Jamel said anything. He was just like, Jamel told you that. And he's like, I know.
Let me tell you about Jamel.
I know. And I was just
has problem with women.
And I'm sitting up here saying, meanwhile, Wade Jenkins, I'm not a dirty cop. I didn't do nothing. Right. Everybody's snitching. This is killing me right now. But yeah, and what we find out is Raymond, Jamel, is a bold ass dude. I mean, my God. Yeah. I mean, Gondo does say he loves pussy. Like, he sets his time on pussy, and we even see him go into a house. Like,
it's like a party going on, illegal shit in the back. Apparently, it's his side chick. Side chick lives there.
Yeah, and apparently not only does he get, the good from her, he also gets intel from her. So he can, rob. I'm assuming just rob. I thought he was kind of getting intel to, like, make himself look good from the arrest, but it seems like he's just robbing motherfuckers. And basically...
Then they question him about the 3 people that he shot, Jamel. And, basically, you find out, I think, from Gano, that the deputy commissioner basically helped them get off, kind of thing,
Because at this point, now it's kind of going back and forth. We got Gondo and Raymond kind of going back and forth scenes. We see, we got, like you said, we got G Money saying, hey, this is Raymond. And Raymond's like, oh, is that what he said? Oh, really? So we kind of got a little. It's a lot
That's
for
crazy.
like this first.
And I think this is the
minutes.
first time they threw that deputy commissioner in there about that.
Yeah, under the bus.
Yeah,
and
they said
did they throw him under.
They
the
threw
bus.
him. Yeah, helped him. I'm like, damn. And the way they showed it, then apparently Jamel got suspended, of course, paid suspension before coming back and being transferred to the task force, a promotion.
Yeah. And even you hear Jensen says something along the lines where he was already under investigation for the cocaine shit. Then G Money says he shot 3 people, 3 different people, killing 1, I assume, because they showed that one. And then they suspend him, like you said. And then when he comes back, they promote him?
Right.
Like, how does that work? Jensen's a little bit confused with that, and Turner's just like, cream rises to the top. I do want to say that Jamel does speak on a few robberies. One in particular, where Ayler's ass just
Ayler brings his son.
Wow.
That's the one he brings his son.
Yes, yeah. I was just like,
what
what is going on? I didn't find out if that was a true story. Trust me, I did look, couldn't find nothing on it, but I was just like, oh my god.
Maybe that's just something that
man.
That was in 2014.
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, found $416,000. They left $350 for county to find.
I am not going to lie to you. I thought they were going to take way more.
I thought so too.
350 left.
I thought so too. Bro.
I was like, okay. I thought it was honestly going to be like 100,000 left. Ram also speaks about another robbery, but I don't know if this is along like their time scene.
I don't
because
think so.
because you know what I'm talking about, the robbery with the rich dude basically.
Yeah, I think from what I got, we go to Ward now, and he talks about K-Stop.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It was a big Wayne Jenkins stand. You know what I mean?
And Wayne loves him too. And I was loving Wayne's rap. When he's rapping with K-Stop, I'm thinking he's still drinking on the job in the front seat, rapping on the intercom. I was like, wow. And even Ward mentions K-Stop. Obviously, that story is a little bit later, but for all intents and purposes, K-Stop seems like he's a decent officer. Ward does mention that they thought they could turn him. Didn't work out.
You know. Then Ward goes on and basically tells about how he hyped up Gondo in order to join Wayne's task force. So this kind of the part that kind of got to me. Like, we're over here thinking, oh, did Ward actually throw the money out? Did he keep the money? But then this part, talking about how he's hyping him up.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be hyping him up then? You know, if you're over here not taking the money. You know what I mean?
That is true because, and even in the last episode with War was just like, I didn't want the money, or I thought the money was too much, but the motherfucking overtime? He's like, that's still corrupt, War.
Yeah,
that's still corrupt.
Wayne might be unorthodox, but you'll get paid.
Exactly. And it's funny because later when Gondo and Ram talk about the checks, the overtime checks that they get, I thought that was hilarious scene, but it's not right now. So I can go 2 ways from here. I can go FBI or I can go DOJ. Because they do kind of split between, like, the FBI starts to talk a little bit, then obviously we have the...
does FBI listen in on, like, Wayne's conversation or something, and like, him getting hyped up?
Yep, and they also, the FBI also plant a wire in Gondo's car. I thought that was hilarious scene between Jensen and John, because John, he's an old school guy. You know, you got to give him John a little credit. You know, he's like, hey, do you really want me to... You don't have to do this. It's dark, you know, it gets a little rough. It's like, really? After when they put that wire and she came back, oh my God, my hair. Oh,
she had me dying with that.
Jensen, I'm loving me some Jensen in this episode.
Well, good. Well, shout out to Jensen.
Oh, you know, that'd probably be just the first shout out.
Then I got July 15, 2016, when Jamel tells of when they bust a drug dealer and Wayne impersonates the state's attorney. That's was a whole nother level. I'm just like, he really fucking did that?
True story.
Oh, I know that's a true story.
Yeah.
I know that. Man. I'm just like, I can't believe that.
And it was fucking hilarious.
Wow.
I mean, you got God though, but try not to laugh.
Yeah, he's trying that right.
He's like, am I feeling something? Am I not speaking the correct language? And I do want to mention, before they even bring him in, this is when Jamel does make a point where, yeah, we were a team, but we ain't a team.
Right.
Because we're stealing from each other, basically. Yeah. Because when they pull over, they're the Hamiltons. When they pull over the Hamiltons, Raymond cuffs old dude's 4200 real quick. Right. Like, he's like, oh, look at that man. Cuffed. Right. Then they get to the guy. Obviously, they go back because
Wayne do that. He does his talk, slick talk them, so they go through the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
they find about what I think it's about what. Like, let's say 20 to 50K. I don't really know the exact number because I think I actually wrote that some shit down. My notes are just so fucked up on this. But
and then you see Herschel's turn, pocketing some
exactly
without telling the team yet. You know, so you see all of them doing it to each other.
Mm-hmm.
These guys claim to be brothers at arm, but are really looking out for themselves.
Exactly, you know? And that's how motherfuckers get caught. That is how people get caught. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're doing something for yourself and no one knows, I mean, that's how you get caught, especially when you're a part of a team doing dirty anyway. Come on, guys. But no, and it's so fucked up because when the county gets there, they read the guy, his rights and stuff. They give him the paper. He's like, what the rest of my motherfucking money?
Right.
He's like, I made that shit off of gambling. He's like, and reselling cars. What the fuck the rest? So y'all took my motherfucking money? And it was crazy because the only thing the county police said, this is under forfeiture laws and you can get it back. I had to quick Google that shit because I didn't fucking know. Apparently, if you doing some dirty, something illegal, they can take all your shit, even if it's not necessarily expected, but accused. If you are accused of some dirty shit, they can take all your shit, even if it ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't even guilty of it yet. So that was pretty fucking tripped out.
Yeah, it was. It was tripped out.
And Wayne is still like, hey, bro, where the drugs at? After the county. He's still sitting there. He's like, hey, where the drugs at? You must know somebody at least. And I didn't know what Wayne was trying to say here because I was like, is he trying to say he was planning? Because he was like, hey, man, you may wake up and there may be like 10 keys in your backyard. Yeah. I was like, is he threatening this guy?
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, I was a little confused at that. A little confused. All right. Where we going next?
This shows how Wayne took some months off when the baby was born. Too, wasn't he still getting paid as well?
Yep, he's still getting paid.
Also about him cheating on his wife, fucking around, different little shit here and there.
Yeah, I did write this down because Jensen did give a look because Ward goes, yeah, he's a family man, but at the end of the day, he's just a man. And Jensen gives the Attorney General and John a look, and they go, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Basically saying, and I was giving that look to him, like, motherfucker, you ain't trying to say all men cheat, right? Just a man. What the fuck, Ward? Throwing us all under the bus, my dude. And I do want to mention between Ram and G-Money that G-Money makes a point to say things did not go worse or didn't get to that level until Raymond joined the team.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Do you honestly believe? Because he said he was robbing. He's like, I was leaning on people. That's what he called it. He's like, you were committing robbery. He's like, I was leaning on people. But do you think they was doing this dirty up until this point?
I feel like none of them were that dirty when it came to stealing. You know, you got this guy shooting people and all that, claim he got robbed. You got the other guy shooting 3 people. You know what I mean? And
Wayne,
you know what I mean?
Hit some motherfucker with a car.
But yeah, it's what I'm saying. So I feel like it got bad when they all got together, just because they kept looking out for themselves, and then this is what we got for us. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like some reverse Captain
Planet. So that's how I feel. Like they all had their own little shit, but when they got together, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was like the Legion of Doom.
Man, and that's why I was like, because it's just interesting how they say that, and it even gets to the point where after the FBI does the wiretap, because I was like, is that a fucking tracker or a wiretap? It's a wiretap. you hear G Money and Raymond talking, because what we find out from Ward is everybody fucking knew. Wayne told
about the investigation.
Ward, yes, Wayne
you
told
know
Ward
right.
that G Money and Ram were under investigation.
But he didn't think he was, apparently.
Bro,
it's funny how it's funny how you call him G Money and Ram, and I call him Mondo and Jamel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna confuse people.
I know. Yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, I'll just call him Ram. You call him. Oh, you still call. That was the point. I was like, well, I'll just call him Ram.
All my notes are Jamel. So Jamel.
Yeah, it's because I took so long to. I was like, is it Raymond, Rayham, Rayman? And now I know it's Rayham. But yeah, and. So what we find out is, well, this scene's they're in the car. I like this shit when they're actually talking to each other, because to me they sound like fucking mobsters. Especially G Money, because he's just like, bro, when it ends, it ends.
Yeah.
I mean,
like we're gonna live on top till we can't anymore.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
And I'm just like, when you say it ends, what that mean? It's like you dead or in jail? I think because
I just think he means the ride, because it seems like every time they've gotten fucked, got caught, they end up getting a slap on the wrist. So they're probably thinking, oh, we'll be all right.
Yeah,
it'll stop when it stops. When all the money stop coming when they catch us, and then we'll go through our usual suspension.
Yeah,
and I'm presuming that's how they felt.
Yeah,
they didn't know they were going to be doing these years in jail.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah, and I honestly didn't realize that stealing overtime was like tax evasion and a federal crime. Like your ass will go to jail like Wesley Snipes. I did not know that. I did not know the federal government. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Not that y'all should be looking into me. I just didn't know. It was that serious. You'd be like, hey, I'm leaving at, you'd be like, I'm leaving at 7:40. You supposed to leave at 8.
Add that 15 minutes.
Add that 15, 20. What time did I leave? Melvin left at 8. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
It'd be a little shit, like, tell you, like, I stayed over, like, last week for that fire drill, that 1 hour. I looked the next day, they gave me 4 hours.
So it's like,
because for us it's like a 4-hour minimum to come in, but
that's like a union.
But
thing,
but that thing is, I've heard that if you're working your shift and you stay 1 hour over, you don't get that 4 hours extra because you're staying over. If they call you, if you call you on your day, it's just because you're staying over 1 hour. They're not like you're coming in when you're off. You come in, you're off and work 1 hour, you 4 hours minimum, but you're there already. Work your 8 hours, just work 1 extra hour.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
And this was explained to me like in the middle of me working there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
no. Actually, that's dude. I actually love that shit. Because actually, to be honest, we're kind of running through this pretty quickly. To be honest, we only got like the DOJ story, a little bit of the FBI.
We'll go to January 10th, 2017. This is where Wayne and Herschel test K-Stop.
Yes, and they go out. And this is when Ward is explaining to them. And I do like the look on Ward's face, the smile that he has when he's like, what's the name? They know that they were still good police. I love the smile on his face. But basically, Herschel, Wayne, and K-Stop, I was about to call him K-Dot. K-Stop, they go out. Wayne says, hey, do me a favor, leave your phone in the car for me. K-Stop does it. And they straight ask. He's like, hey, let me run a hypothetical through you. We pull over a drug dealer, a monster. By the way, monster was a huge word that Wayne Jenkins said over and over again when he had loads of fucking cash. This guy's a fucking monster right here. He's like, and, we just take some of this cash. How you feel about it? I found it funny how K-Stop had no problem saying, we have a badge. That's fucked up. We don't do that shit.
Right.
Let that have been a black officer.
Yeah.
Can we approach that bridge when we get there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like, because we saw what way.
It doesn't have to do with being a black officer. It just happens to do with your principles. You know what I mean? Because this is two white guys asking another white guy. Ain't no black person there. You know what I mean?
You know what? That is true. That is very true.
It just about your principles. You know what I mean? They're talking about one of the other episodes, the old black guy or the other black guy that they sent to some random ass spot because he didn't want to be crooked. You know what I mean? So
but
stop
we
being
also
racist,
have
Melvin.
no. What? No, but we also have Ward saying, "Shit, what the fuck am I gonna do?" That's motherfucking
I know,
Wayne
but
Jenkins.
that's what I'm saying. That's some people. It depends on your principles. You know what I mean? It's all depending on how you raised. That's all. Like that's the best way I can put it. You know what I mean?
Stop being racist, Mel. But yeah, and not only that, I do want to talk about the scene because I'm pretty sure we skipped over the scene between Janelle and Gondo. See how I got you? I love you. See how I did that?
It's not for me. It's for the fans.
For the fans, man. For the fans. What was I about to say? Oh, man. Wayne off the hook, G. He off the hook, G. That man off the hook, G. Killed me. He's like, I opened my motherfucking check, and that shit was $8,000. I said, bro, let me get a motherfucking $8,000 check. Shit. Every 2 weeks, my dude. Wow. Or at least when they were doing the overtime stuff. I mean, god damn. Raking it in and shit. And I want to say...
I got Suter next.
You got Suter next?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, May 2016, Suter's on a case. He comes across an older man that's from the neighborhood who doesn't like talking to cops. Calls them jump boys.
Yeah, and that apparently...
Because they jump your ass for your money.
Exactly. I didn't know it were jump out boys because plain clothes, they could just jump out of the fuck. I didn't know that it was even a thing.
Yeah.
Like us
back
were
in the
saying.
day, they called it getting jumped.
Yeah.
That's what they called it, getting jumped.
Hey, I had no idea. I was like, oh,
okay.
okay, good shit. And yeah, he basically tells Suter like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you, I'm not providing no information, and this is the fucked up shit.
Right, he's like, I've been robbed. And Suter's like, I'm homicide. That man basically says you used to be one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what, you used to be one of them. You know?
And I know, he looked at him dead in his eye, he's like, I know. Now the only problem I have with this way of thinking is how are things supposed to get better?
Exactly.
If we are just looking at each other like, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, who is going to be the bigger man and be like, okay, I'll make the first step? That's all I'm saying. Like, I totally understand his point of view. All I'm saying is, ugh. And even when Suter goes to his partner, I don't know his name, but they're at the bar, and he's just like, yeah, old dude was kind of rough on you. And Suter was even like, no, he has a point, man. Like, he honestly does. There's a reason why I got out that motherfucker.
Yeah, he's seeing shit that he's just not proud of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and man, I really love this actor. I wish he was in more stuff. Like, this is really making me want to... Yes, this is really making me want to give Bosch a chance. But it's like 8 seasons. I would be like, oh, that's so long. That's all I'm saying. But he is such a good actor in this. And do you want to finish his story? Because his story kind of coincides with the end of the FBI story. And they're just like, fuck it. Wrap it up. They're like, fuck it. So I didn't know if you wanted to.
Yeah, because most of the stuff is Nicole after that.
Yeah,
right?
most of the stuff is
we could finish up with Wayne and Suter. So we'll go March 1st, 2017. The day Wayne was arrested. They say you see all of them getting arrested,
bro.
You know what I mean? Each one coming to the department one by one.
Gondo.
Yeah.
Looking like
an
80s porn star. I was like, bro, and that dude got... When Gondo was talking to Ward about the overtime, he had on a hat that's called Rose Bar. I listened to one review. It's people I like. Apparently, Rose Bar is like a bar/strip club that's notoriously known for like bringing in big shots.
Okay.
And so they always joke and they say if your favorite NBA team plays in Washington and your favorite superstar has an off game, he was probably at Rose Bar the whole night. They literally said, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they said John Wall used to be there. They knew him every day, like James Harden. By the way, quick story about James Harden. This motherfucker loves strip clubs, and he had $1 million in 20s drop from the sky one night.
Wow.
Yes. One. That's why you can't play basketball, James. That's all I had to say about that.
That's why hood motherfuckers should pay back.
Like, bro, $20 bills and $1 million. Yeah. That's just crazy. So let's talk about the deal.
So they get fucking they're charged with racketeering to conspiracy and robbery.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry. I straight said let's talk about the DOJ. Yeah. We're continuing the Wayne story. So they are getting arrested, and while they're getting arrested,
Suiter's watching on the news. When they announce it, he starts replaying the negative memories in his mind and everything.
Yeah, because somebody's like, "Hey, did you used to work there?" He's like, "Hey, I got to take a step out." He goes to the bathroom real quick. I would have did the same shit, bro. Same shit. Sorry, I got the birthday. Happy New Year.
Nice finish.
Hey, I'll get you another one. You start up the DOJ scene. I'll get you another one.
No, where we at? Nicole investigates James Otis.
Yes, because basically, before they bring up James, she's with her and her crew, and they're basically talking about the consent decree. By the way, I did look that up, but I'm not gonna explain it because I got to get you a beer. But basically, what happens is Nicole and my boy Ahmed doesn't feel like this consent decree is really gonna do anything, because they're like, hey, a lot of people are gonna be like, hey, they're guilty anyway. Hey, they got pulled over. They shouldn't have been smoking weed. Hey, yada yada yada. And I will give some credit to my white counterpart. He was like, hey, there's some times where these people didn't even do anything. They were civilians, no records, no nothing. And then that's when they bring up, like, we got this dude, James Otis.
Yeah. So Nicole interviewed him, and basically he tells him, I've been robbed by police. He talks about a situation where Herschel does his little fake bump, like, oh, he assaulted me.
Yeah.
That pisses me off.
Happy human being.
Thank you. So just because of that, they search his car and take $658 from him. And says he was locked up for 2 days. Mm-hmm. Then gets fired from his HVAC job because he didn't go to work for those 2 days. Only got $50 back because that's what they submitted.
Yeah, he didn't even get that back. He just said that's what they was submitted.
That's what was submitted.
Yes, and the reason he didn't get
that
back...
Car got impounded because he couldn't pay off.
No, the reason he didn't get that was because you remember Wayne Jenkins' first day on the job, and they was like, hey, we got an assistant DA basically in this motherfucker. She basically did the same thing to him. After he got out for 2 days, he signed the waiver, and that waiver basically was saying you can't sue the city. Yep. Now, the thing that's tripped out is the day that Wayne Jenkins got promoted to sergeant, and that motherfucker who was sitting down on that stoop, that was James.
Right.
That was James sitting down when he was like, this shit ain't
I remember.
right.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't right. And what's so fucked up is, like you said, Herschel, still $658. Bro, motherfuckers out here living paycheck to paycheck. That destroyed his entire life. Not only losing that money, but also the 2 days.
Yeah,
that's some fucking horrible ass shit. Now you're just stealing from civilians. And he said, for principle, I did file a complaint, which was real. He did go to IAD and file a complaint against Herschel. But it just goes to show, it's like, dude, could you imagine, let's say that was me, and then I come home and tell my wife, Patty, that I lost half of rent for the month, and my job, and the car's gonna get repossessed.
I say we should take a shot.
And I got, dude, he was so compelling, dude, because I felt that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, bro, this is, I don't want to say I condone robbing drug dealers, but if $50 goes missing, no.
I know.
No, but what I was like, you stealing from
innocent people.
He was going home with pizza for his family.
It was just like the guy in a couple episodes that told him he had took money for his housing or something. You know what I mean?
And shit. Like this shit.
That's where it's more messed up. You see him taking money from drug dealers and shit. We're like, fuck this drug dealer. You know what I mean? He's bringing bad shit to here anyway.
Exactly.
But, you know what I mean? So you're not too horrible about it, even though it's still fucked up that the cops are robbing.
Yes.
But it's not like them robbing innocent people.
Yeah.
It's like gangbangers shooting innocent people. Gangbangers shooting at a gangbanger. That's fucked up, man. It's a gangbanger. You know what I mean? But they shoot innocent people. Mm-hmm. A little girl got shot in the buttocks last night.
Wow, didn't hear about
You know
that.
what I mean? Like,
Didn't hear about that. And yeah, and it's just fucked up. So he's pretty messed up. And like you said, at the end of it, his car's fucking repossessed.
yeah, all that.
You know
that was
what
his
I'm saying?
job,
So
repossessed. You know what I mean?
fucked up.
That's bogus. So
And, yeah.
shout out to James Otis
And
and people
played
that,
him.
yeah, and anybody went through that bullshit.
Yeah, man. So now I want to briefly discuss what a consent decree is, because for all intents and purposes, it is just an agreement between the state, specifically the one who controls police, most likely the commissioner, and a judge. Now, if the police doesn't follow what they've signed on to follow, the only thing a judge can do is fine them. And from statistics or from research, I'm doing my quotations here, police feel like this fucks them up as far as doing their job.
Yeah.
There has been no indication that is true, but that's how they feel. And there's also been no indication that this shit works.
True.
I'm just throwing it out there,
yeah,
you know what
true.
I'm saying? And so the only reason why I brought up the consent decree again is because we're about to go into that scene. We hear Nicole and Ahmed saying, we're going to send this to the old mayor and we're going to send this to the new mayor. Now, I did write some names down. She said the people who are going to be on our side is most likely Andre Davis and the police commissioner. Now, Andre Davis apparently was a fucking judge.
Okay.
But I don't know if he retired or he was a judge, but he is going to be the city solicitor. So I said, damn, judge is fucking powerful. Why would you want to be a city solicitor instead of a fucking judge? So I just Googled, what is city solicitor? Apparently they can influence people in parties. That's literally what Google says. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
Yep.
Do some research if you want to. That's all I'm going to say. I don't fucking know.
Political party influencer,
Basically. And then they say we have two other people that's going to be problems. We have Artesia Edwards and Jim Smith. They think they are honestly going to be problems for whatever reason. And then we actually go to the meeting.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're right. Because what this new mayor says is basically, we don't have the budget. This isn't within the budget. I don't want to take away from social programs to do this dissent decree. And we even have, for all intents and purposes, the commissioner who had a conversation with his deputy, the one who covered up Jamel's shot, about this. And even the deputy commissioner was like, how do you keep control of this violence without being aggressive? I wanted to ask you that. How do you?
It's hard. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's one thing to be aggressive, but there's one thing to be overly aggressive. Mm-hmm. There's a difference. You know, thin line between love and hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, I love that movie. I love how you brought that up right now.
But yeah, Richie, like you said, her team talks about how it's too expensive, too much to be managed. This is an internal problem. Mm-hmm. How many commissioners have there been the last 10 years? Like, you act like that's the commissioner's problem now.
Yeah.
Like, that's his fault.
And they're trying to shit on him.
You know, and that's their fault for constantly judging them, firing them. Oh, you're making us look bad, so you're fired. I do want to mention that you passed something up, though.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you want me to take a shot for it?
Oh, you should, but
not
right now. Not right now. Start rambling on about stuff. But you missed when she goes to see that the guy Brian Grambler.
Oh, I had that after.
No, that was before.
That was before?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? All I want to say is, other than that, you know what? Actually, go there, because I got some shit for this motherfucking mayor over here. So, go ahead.
So she goes to see Brian Gambler, who's played by a great actor, Trent Williams. I don't know if you see, he's played great.
Dude, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Go ahead.
He taught police how to be good and honest, but it's always up to that individual how they act afterwards.
Yeah.
To talk about the war on drugs.
Yes, he also talks about, when he talks about the war on drugs, he talks about that there are over 100,000 arrests, and I forget what year he says. I didn't write the year down. But he says that's 1 every 6 Baltimorean.
Yeah.
I was like, Baltimore? What the fuck is that? Anyways, being in Chicago, I forget we have Chicago. And can you just say motherfuckers from Chicago? Like,
they got short everything. They got short everything now.
Baltimore. Can it be Balti? Jesus.
Those
Anyways,
bolts.
but yeah, exactly. But he does give a great. He's like, man, I used to walk up and down the block.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What police officers do we know even now walk in the park the car in the corner?
All I can say is Wayne didn't do that in episode 1.
Oh yeah, he don't. Shit, I totally forgot. We don't want him walking down. We don't want him walking down.
Shit.
But yeah, he did say that he was like, I started from walking on the beat to plain clothes, and then I served homicide. And like you said, he's like, the stupidest thing to me was the war on drugs. And I do really feel like this had to come from a white person. He's just like, war on drugs, that phrase, war against your own citizens? Like, come on now. And I never even thought of that.
Very true. He said made more sense. He was so passionate about it, too.
And it's so funny because I love how you say passionate, because it's like, man, I come off as angry a lot. And I'm just like, bro, tell me about it. That hit home for me. Because the motherfuckers be like, man, did you see this? I'd be like, well.
Whoa, calm down.
Whoa, Melvin. And then he's like, and he does say, I come off as angry sometimes. Aren't you? And it resonated with me because in the beginning, Nicole, when she was talking to Aquaman, like episode 1 and 2, and he was like, aren't you fucking pissed? She was like, I try not to make it my all.
Right.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
So the only other thing I wanted to mention about this, I guess I can't use vulgar language when discussing this mayor. I guess it would be very
vulgar already.
Very, bro. I was about to go off on her, but Catherine Pugh, mayor of Baltimore, arrested and sentenced to 3 years.
That's not to the next episode.
I mean, well, no. I guess, yeah.
That's not to the final.
No,
Why you going
I guess.
ahead,
I wasn't trying to ruin it, but I mean, fucking shit. Everybody knew.
Story,
she was the lady who passed out in national TV when the fucking
doesn't
sentence
come out.
Yeah, I wasn't mad, but yeah, she is. For my babies.
That's the next episode.
Fuck you.
I'm not talking about that.
Fuck you. Okay, I just had to get that
You and
out.
your gender skip episodes.
Where we going next, you know?
The last part, Nicole talks to Ahmed about involvement in civil rights division.
Yes.
Talks about her father and her brother. Basically, her father was a lawyer, and since the brother didn't follow in the footsteps, she felt like she had to.
Yes.
You know, and then talks about how her brother got pulled over on a day just going home. You know, and basically just had the worst experience.
Yeah, and he said every time basically he worked 12-hour shifts, he basically, I think he used his hands basically. I forget what job he had. But basically every time, because they stayed in Bethesda, they lived in an affluent neighborhood. And basically the police in the area wasn't used to seeing black people there.
Of course.
And one good time, he came home from working a 12-hour shift, and basically they arrested him and took him to jail. And not only that, they threatened her dad. She does mention, and this will probably be the only time I say this on the podcast unless we're reviewing some old history ass shit. She basically says they didn't see my brother, they only saw a nigga. And that really affected me because one time in my personal life, I was coming back home. I actually knew, I don't want to say I knew the drug dealer in the area. I didn't, but I knew him. You know, just like you know everybody in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He had on a White Sox jacket. I had on a White Sox jacket. He joked with me and said, man, you're going to get pulled over with that jacket. I never thought anything of it, bro. I was coming home from Harold, Washington. Just walking home. Literally, a squad car came up, parked ridiculous. It was like the Jump Out Boys, basically, but obviously policed.
Of course.
Bro, when I say pushed me into the gate, reached his hands in places that he probably shouldn't have been reaching, and was just like, where are the drugs? Where are the drugs? Didn't find any, bounced, left. And I was just there, shocked.
Violated.
Shocked. I was just like, holy shit. That was honestly my first ever experience. Honestly, I've never had a bad police experience. That was my only one.
Melvin, you got raped. No.
I was just like, bro, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Yep.
But is there anything that I forgot?
Just, no, you forgot, but it's just, a little something about Nicole that she says, what she's doing, that she doesn't know if any of it's going to matter, but someone has to try and make a change, and, you just have to try.
Yeah, exactly.
Then the episode ends with Suitor unable to sleep and staring out the window.
Yeah.
Like, he's just thinking about all this shit.
Yeah, he's worried because we don't know if he honestly took the money or not. We don't know how dirty Suitor is.
It's not even about, I feel, it's not even about him being dirty. It's just about him seeing shit and not saying shit.
Yeah, okay.
Even if he took the money that one time, he got out of there. He got out of there with the homicide. He wanted nothing to do with this shit. He told, was it Ward that he told to get out? You know what I mean? Like, learn what you got to learn and get the fuck out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because there's some spicy shit going on. So he knows what's going on, but I think it's just the fact that it's in him and he didn't say nothing. And all this extra shit kept happening. But if he would have said something from the beginning, none of this other stuff would have happened.
Or his ass would have got sent to the same fucking place Wilkins' ass would. Wilkins would have had a
But
friend.
at least he would have cleaned.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mine. So.
Yes.
That's
so,
it.
I am very, very disappointed that we only have one episode left. People have been trying to push. I saw some fucking trending for season 2. And I would like to say, I think they should do, I think they can do a season 2. I just think you'd have to do it in another city. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Season 2, in Baltimore.
Season 2 would be a whole different story.
Like like how HBO does True Detective.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it
that's
would be
different, but but it had to be based on true shit.
Yeah,
because this was.
Oh, but we got a lot,
much.
my dude.
I know,
we got so much.
Is it that much? Is it to that extent? You know what I mean?
Man.
I don't think so.
I don't
think so. To do it like that, no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but then again, we don't know every. I mean, because I'm into this type of thing. Yeah. There have been definitely scandals in cities and small towns with police that have been compelling. I was been like, damn, these motherfuckers have been wild over here.
But is it worthy of a series? No.
I think maybe
not
so.
Not every corruption is worthy of series.
Oh, no. I'm not saying that. That's definitely not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is I think they may have something here, especially if it's only 5 to 6 episodes. The only other thing I want to say is, by all means, if you like the audio editing, with the exception to the last couple of ones, if you like the music production, don't ever hesitate to hit up Mo Beats 89 in the description below and check him out on all platforms.
And the audio is not his fault. It's Melvin's loud ass mouth.
Well, it could be that. It definitely could be that. But you do your ass. You stay so far away from the mic. I'm up close. I'm personal.
Chill. I'm
trying to calm the mic.
It's like you're trying to put it in your mouth.
Jesus Christ. You're so dirty. See, this is why the Carbonation Conversation will never be a kid's show.
Happy New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I say my name, I should say, do I usually do the drink and drive, drink and vibe thing at the end after I say the name? I don't fucking know. My name is Melvin Banks.
And this is Ito.
We are the Carbonation Conversation. Drink and drive.
No.
Don't drink and drive. Drink and vibe.
Peace, sweetheart.